Good morning, boys and girls. We are on page 84. Please make sure that you are going to the correct page, and we are on lesson 15 homework. Please make sure you're turning to lesson 15 homework, page 84. So, number 1 says a baker buys a 5-pound bag of sugar. She uses 1 2/3 pounds to make some muffins and 2 3/4 pounds to make a cake. How much sugar does she have left? So, the first thing I did was I wanted to picture in my head. I'm picturing someone who is a baker. A baker is someone who bakes, right? So maybe they have their tall hat and they have their supplies out and they need to buy a 5-pound bag of sugar. And sugar is this little sweet little sugar pieces that people put into their drinks or into food to make it sweeter, especially for baking. And I know that she's making muffins. I know what muffins look like, but I'm visualizing it in my head. All of these ingredients, all of these pictures, so that I know what I'm trying to solve. So the question is, how much sugar does she have left? So I know that she used 1 2/3 pounds to make some muffins. So that's what I wrote right here on my tape diagram, 1 2/3 pounds. And then she uses some to make her muffins, which is 2 3/4 pounds. So this is 2 3/4 pounds, and I wrote it down. And then it says, how much sugar does she have left? We don't know how much sugar she has left, but we do know how many pounds of sugar she began with, which is 5 pounds of sugar. Where did I get that number? Right in the word problem right there. So I have all of my numbers except for how much sugar she has left. To figure that out, I'm first going to add 1 2/3 plus 2 3/4. And then when I get that answer, I'm going to subtract it from 5 pounds to find out how much she has left. So 1 2/3 plus 2 3/4. I'm going to add my whole numbers, 1 plus 2 together. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. And then I'm going to add 2/3 and 3/4. 2/3 and 3/4. Okay? Now I need to figure out what is the common denominator for 4 and for 3. For 4, I have 4, 8, 12. For 3, I have 3, 6, 9, and 12. So 12 is my common denominator. I multiply times 4 because 3 times 4 is equal to 12. On this side, I'm multiplying times 3 because 4 times 3 is equal to 12. So here I have 8 twelfths plus 9 twelfths. So I need to make sure I add those numbers together, so I'm adding them together. 8 plus 9 is equal to 17, and my denominator, 12, stays the same. I bring my whole number right down here. That's my 3. So I get 3 and 17 twelfths. I notice that my numerator, which is 17, is larger than my denominator, 12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide. 17 divided by 12. 12 can go into 17 one time. 17 minus 12 is equal to 5. 5 is my number that is left over, so it goes on top as my numerator. And my denominator is 12. So I get 1 and 5/12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that number 1 to my whole number. And I'm going to change 17 twelfths to 5/12, which is this number right here. Okay? Because I already divided 17 twelfths. So that's why it changes to 5/12. So now I have 4 and 5/12. So these two pieces right here combined is equal to 4 and 5/12. So this purple piece and this pinkish red piece is equal to 5/12. 4 and 5/12. So now to find out what the green piece is equal to, I'm going to subtract 5 pounds. So over here, I'm going to show you how I subtracted 5 pounds. 5 pounds minus 4 and 5/12. Where did I get 4 and 5/12? From what I solved earlier. So first, I'm going to subtract the whole numbers. 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4 is equal to 1 whole. Now, I need to subtract minus 5/12, so that's what I did here. But I noticed that 1 and 5/12, they don't have the same common denominator. So I'm figuring out what is the common denominator for 12 and for 1. So I'm looking here at 12, and for 1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 is my common denominator, so that's why I'm multiplying times 12 times 12. I changed my whole number into a fraction by just putting a 1 under it. Because 1 divided by 1 is equal to 1. It's the same thing. They are equivalent to each other. So now I have 12 times 1 is 12, and 12 times 1 again is equal to 12. 5 twelfths, I bring it right down. 5 or 12 minus 5 is equal to 7, and my denominator is 12. So the barber has, why did I put barber? The baker. Silly me. The baker has 7/12 pounds of sugar left over. So that's my final answer. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you guys can see that. Now I'm going to move on to number 2. Number 2 says a boxer needs to lose 3½ kilograms in a month. So I don't know if you guys ever seen a boxer, but the boxers are people who fight, right? So they do competitive fighting. A boxer needs to lose 3½ kilograms in a month to be able to compete as a flyweight. In 3 weeks, he lowers his weight from 55.5 kilograms to 53.8 kilograms. So you can measure people's weight in kilograms, not just in pounds. So in his case, he's being measured in kilograms. How many kilograms must the boxer lose in the final week to be able to compete as a flyweight? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 55.5 kilograms minus 53.8 kilograms. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm subtracting 55.5 kilograms minus 53.8. Now remember how you read your decimals? You can read this as the place value it's in. So the 5 is in the tens place, and the 8 is also in the tens place. So what I need to do is I need to make sure that I'm writing this correctly. So I'm writing 55 and 5 tenths. Over here I'm writing minus 53 and 8 tenths. So 8 over 10. So 5 tenths, 8 tenths. That's how I changed it into a fraction. Now I'm going to subtract my whole numbers, 55 minus 53. 55 minus 53 is equal to 2. And I'm bringing down 5 tenths right here and 8 tenths. So now I have 5 tenths minus 8 tenths. And I can't subtract 5 minus 8. So what I need to do is I need to borrow from my whole number. So I borrowed from my whole number 2, and it changes to a 1, and I'm adding 10. So I add the denominator to the top. 5 plus 10 is equal to 15. 15 minus 8 is equal to 7. So I have 1 and 7 tenths as my final answer. Now I'm not quite done yet because I need to take 1 and 7 tenths and I need to subtract it from 3½ kilograms because that's how much he needs to lose. So 3½ minus 1 and 7 tenths. Where did I get 1 and 7 tenths? Right here in my problem. I just bring it right back up here to the next part of the problem to solve for it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm subtracting. My whole number is 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. I have 1/2 and 7 tenths. I brought those down, so that's where they come from. So 1/2 and 7 tenths. I noticed that 2 and 10 have a common denominator. I'm going to show you. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. My common denominator for it is 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply times 5 over here. So 1 times 5 is equal to 5. 2 times 5 is 10. I bring that 7 tenths right down. It doesn't change. So now I have 5 minus 7. I can't subtract 5 minus 7. So what I'm going to do is borrow from my whole number 2, and that's going to give me plus 10. And my whole number changes to a 1 because I regrouped. So 15 minus 7 is equal to 8. My denominator is 10, and my whole number is 1. So that means that he needs to lose 1 and 8 tenths kilograms. Or you can even write it like this, 1.8 kilograms. Either one is fine. Okay, so that is for problem 2. Now we're going to move on to